I'm always fascinated by these historical Mexican cities. The current town of Valladolid was built in the mid-1500s by the conquering Spanish forces. They built this town, as I suspected, on the ruins or the sacking of an ancient Mayan town. And indeed, a lot of the ancient buildings here in Valladolid were built with the ruins of the towns and cities that were sacked by the Spanish in the 1500s. Later in the 1800s, there was an uprising again by the local Mayan population who took control of Valladolid once again, but that was very soon quashed by the Mexican government, as it now had become. And again, the local Mayans found themselves on the losing end of a battle, and Valladolid returned itself to the rule of the national Mexican government. So our hotel is, let's see if I can get around this bus. Thank you, man. Gotta watch, there's been a bit of a rain pour, so I don't want the cars splashing the water up the side of me. I'm such a wuss. Anyway, we're 2 blocks from the very center of Campeche. We just get across this road. Or the big cathedral in the center, and I thought we'd go down, have a look. Michelle is actually working on the last video, so she's not coming out today. So Michelle is doing some tags and getting that video up. We've got a video going up today. We want to get it done tomorrow. We're getting a bus out of Campeche, so it's a flying stop visit. But I want to take you down in between rainstorms and just have a look at the center. Like many of the Mexican cities and towns, it's all about color. I mean, the buildings, every building has got its individuality. There's a lot of, I would say, European architectural styles here. Just at the end of our street, we've got a food court. So this is quite big, actually. Have a look in here. There's comida Chinese, there's local Mexican food. It's a big food hall. I'll cut through it. But it's quite expensive and the food's not that great here. The security guards outside the jewelry shops. It's funny, last night was payday. I think Mexico is one of those countries where people get paid on a Friday, and there's an ATM at the end of this food court. And you can probably see it, let me just see, you can probably see it just at the end there. There was a queue of people right the way back here getting their money out for Friday night. All at that one ATM, maybe 30 or so guys. Crossing these roads, you just have to, there's no lights to let you cross the road, so you just have to go with the flow of the traffic. This park is quite nice. It's got a lot of food and eateries, a lot of little knickknacks being sold. Here we have the rooftop restaurants that look over the central plaza here in Valladolid. Look at these knickknacks. Valladolid badges, I'm guessing they're little magnetic badges and bangles and all sorts, and these cool little replica chairs. Hola, ¿cuánto cuesta?
Pesos, pesos o dólares.
Pesos.
150. 150.
150. You know you're in a tourist place when he wants to know if you want the price in US dollars. What's that all about? Here's the municipal police. So there are four entrances to the park. Wow, it's got really steamy with the rain. But this park, this particular park, has got a fountain in the centre. People come here at night. Yesterday evening, Michelle and I came, sat down, it was lovely and cool. Some beautiful cats. There's so many marquesita stands. Again, it's all marquesitas. And the beautiful cathedral at the end here. Everybody comes and takes a photograph. How many millions of photographs of their people stood at that fountain? Resigned to oblivion. Anyway, there, look at that. I love these old cathedrals. I mean, it's a little sad that so many of them were built on the grounds of old Mayan temples and quite often reused. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with this particular temple, but many of them were actually built on old Mayan ruins. The conquistadors, the Spanish, when they came here, they pulled down the old Mayan temples and built their own temples. Now, it's sad, but it is part of the history of the Yucatan and Mexico in general. So what can you do about it? Now, I think when I go back, Michelle was almost finished. We might pop down here later on tonight and grab some Dorilocos. There's a guy we met, and at the end here on this end cart, the Dorilocos were absolutely delicious. Now, we had them in Campeche in a sort of like a, what would you call it, like a chain store. That's what I'm looking for. And you might have seen that in the Campeche video, but this guy's doing them old school, proper. And there's a bit of a queue there now. This guy in the corner. And he puts in nuts and elote and cheese and liquid cheese and queso de bollo. They were good. It was a meal, an absolute meal. 35 pesos. You can see he's got quite a queue setting up there. So what I might do, I hope I can do this, forgive me if I don't, Michelle and I might pop down later on and get ourselves a serving of Dorilocos. If you're not familiar with Dorilocos or Tostilocos, Tostilocos? I don't know. But basically, they take a packet of crisps or chips, as the Americans call them. They slit them open across the side. I think I might have even made a video about this. And then they fill it with all sorts of nonsense. In Mexico City, for example, they'll actually put gummy bears and gummy worms, little candied sweets on top. It's quite bizarre. Here it's a little more simple. They're putting nuts in there and cheese, but it's delicious and it's a meal. The guy's got the elote, so he does also this lovely sweet corn. Hola.
Hola,
buenas tardes. So, esquite, elote.
Elote, sweet corn, tamal.
Tamales.
Traditional,
¿Cuánto cuesta tamales?
20 pesos.
20 pesos, eh? What's inside? Pollo?
Sweet.
Sweet?
Sweet.
No pollo, no espilon, no. Just sweet.
Butter, sugar.
Okay. Maybe this evening. And how much is the esquita?
25 pesos.
25 pesos with cheese and crema and
spicy, lime,
Okay.
mayonnaise, cheese.
and elote.
Elote.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
20 pesos.
20 pesos. So you get it on a stick like this. The guy's going to cover it over in mayonnaise and a little bit of dried cheese as well, and some chili or
Lime,
yeah.
cheese.
Okay. Thank you, man. That's another one of my favorite Mexican treats. This Marquesita stand is super popular, and I'm not sure why. I mean, the queue is not huge at the moment, but just look at the varieties. Excuse me, man. Just want to get a quick picture of that. It's okay. Sorry, man. No. Thank you. So I don't know why it's popular, but he's got quite a variety and the prices are up there. I just made that young lad reverse up. Should have had his beeping reverse beeper on. But anyway, so we might come down a little bit later this evening. We have actually walked, Michelle and I always walk whenever we come to these towns. We've walked probably 2 or 3 miles in that direction. It doesn't change a great deal, but there's some nice little small local parks which are fun. It's just got local people. They're selling hot dogs, and sometimes again they'll be selling the elote, maybe some corn and papas de francas or papas. So this is the center. Everything pretty much spreads off in a grid system. From here, we're on the corner with a little chocolate store. I think I'm gonna head back. It's steamy hot. Maybe this evening we'll come out and get ourselves and bring you along and get some crazy chips. All right, see you then. Love the old Vochos. While I remember the Dorilocos or the Tostilocos, again, I'm not 100%, but the difference is one is made with Dorito chips and the other one is made with Tostelitos. I'm bound to get it wrong. But just remembering what he put on. He puts on, and you'll see it later on, hopefully I can get a video of it, but he puts on, listen to that Vocho, like a liquid cheese and then like a Parmigiano, like a dried cheese. He puts on, what I was trying to remember, he puts chilies on there. Jalapeno chilies. On mine he put lots of extra jalapenos and some nuts and the corn. So he puts like steamed corn in there as well. And it makes this little bag of potato chips into this enormous meal that you can sort of, it gives you a spoon to actually eat it with, but in reality, it's like trying to eat sort of, paving slabs with a spoon. It doesn't work, but it is delicious. And the spoon's useful at the end. You can get all the extra chilies out of there and all the sauce that's left in the bottom. We have also, just on this corner, 37 and 40. Just down there, you probably can't see it, but there's a building with a yellow and a sort of mushroom colored corner to it. We've eaten there twice now. It's a wonderful little restaurant, and I'll try and drop in a little video because I highly recommend it. If you're here and you want real local food, not expensive, but real proper portions of decent local food, it's the best restaurant I've found so far in this town anyway. And it's, for us, it's barely a block and a half. Highly recommend it. I'm trying to remember the name of the family. I know David was the cook and Bianca, the lovely girl that served us. But there's a whole family of people in that place, and it is, highly recommended. Also, there is a cenote not far from here. It's about 2 blocks in that direction. It's one of the few cenotes, I believe, in this area that's in a town centre. If you want to check out the cenotes, this is a great hotel to stay in order to get to it. Me, cenotes, pond of water, not so bothered, but I'll stick some photographs in to keep you happy. How funny that the Vocho you just saw that went past, the whole family, it parked outside our hotel and the family are checking in to the same hotel. That's kind of cool. Anyway, back upstairs and I'll give you a quick look round the room. So here is our bedroom. They make these really lovely towel art every day, different ones. The girl does some really unusual designs. It's a nice bedroom. It's big. We upgraded, as I say, so it was 150 pesos more. It worked out, I think I might have said already, about 650 pesos for the room. We've got a nice little sofa here, refrigerator and freezer. The coffee is superb. I don't usually like drip coffee, but the coffee in here, I don't know if it's local, I've got to find out from them, but the coffee is one of the best I've had since we've been in Mexico. Of course, the bathroom is a little more spacious. Hello there. And we've got a big walk-in shower. The only thing I would say, the water pressure's really low, but we can get by with that. And I've got a little desk area where I can work. So for us, this is pretty perfect. But it's quite an interesting hotel in many ways. I've been told by Gonzalo, the owner of this hotel, that this used to be a church at some point and they converted it to a hotel at a later date. The churches were forcibly closed by the government at one time, sometime back in, I don't know when. We've got a TV in the room. Michelle and I never use the television. So that's it. That's the room. So I went back, I got Michelle, and we're heading out to get some Dorilocos or Tostilocos. Good day. Thank you, man. Gracias. Have a nice trip in Mexico. Big group of police. Okay, like I say, there's no green light, so we just do the dash. See, it's livening up. It's getting to sundown now, so a lot more people are coming out to the centre. And in the next, if you even look at on the top there, they're starting to get down, starting to get up there for the sunset. But look how much more busier. Oh, the queues are starting to form again, Michelle. I think it could be a queue in our place. Gracias. No jalapeno?
Huh?
Jalapeno? No?
No.
No jalapeno
This is
tonight.
Mayan style.
Oh, okay. Una más Doritos.
With back, purple back, rojo o morado.
Este rancho. So, no jalapenos tonight, Michelle? Ah, no peanuts. Yesterday you had peanuts and jalapenos and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a different one. This is Yucatecan style.
No, this guy yesterday.
Yes.
Same stand. That's why I came back today to film it.
Ya le pusieron jalapeños, que le pusieron otra cosa.
Yesterday he had everything.
Ayer, que por eso vino otra cosa.
Okay, I'm a little disappointed because this is the same guy that we were at yesterday and he had peanuts and jalapenos and everything, but it's the weekend now. So maybe on the weekend he sort of cuts back and gets a cheaper, more profitable cut. So it's a much smaller dish, but come in here, you can see we've still got the elote in there, a fresh lime. So we've got the elote, the sauce. Actually, I'm just going to dip in there. But I'm a little disappointed because I thought at last we found one that did it a little bit like Mexico City with all the extra bits in. And today, they've gone and done it cheapskate. But it's still delicious. I mean, look at that. Cream, mayonnaise. He's added a chili sauce in there, which is nice. It's got a kick. Michelle went for the Tostitos. That's basically a round corn chip. I've gone for the more familiar Doritos. I was going to say tacos, but it's Doritos. Anyway, we're going in. Honestly, I've stopped weighing myself in Mexico. It's not worth it. This is so good. Now let's get a little bit of that sauce. Let's get a little bit of that sauce and the corn, the sweet corn. You've got to come to Mexico to try this stuff. Or in fact, I think I've got a video, have I, Michelle? Showing how to make it? No, you can make it yourself. It's not that complicated. Now the chili spoils it for Michelle. She'd rather have it without chilies, but I was waiting for him to get to the jalapenos and say, look, cut back on the jalapenos. But for some reason tonight, he's gone and missed at least 2 of the big ingredients that should be in there. I find that a little bit odd because in good spots in Mexico, they always, they don't cut back on the food. But in these very touristic spots, you often pay the same sort of prices, maybe even more. I suspect in Mexico City you'd pay quite a bit less than this, but you'll get a big bag of Doritos, you'll get lots of toppings and flavors. But anyway, beggars can't be choosers. We're here in Valladolid and it's been a bit of fun. So I just got a nice photograph of the girls with their marquesitas.
Marquesitas.
And I asked them if it would be all right to use as a thumbnail, so it may be the thumbnail for this video. Made a really good picture.